Welcome to my tennis coaching. I'm Steve Whelan, and today I'm going to show you how to do a technical demonstration. A lot of tennis coaches talk far too much in their technical demonstrations. They give you lots and lots of information. They talk about grips, stances, path of the racket, angle, speed. The issue is, as a beginner, you can only take in a very limited amount of information. So today I'm going to show you how to perform an amazing technical demonstration, ideally for the beginner. There's a few things on a checklist that you have to go through to deliver an expert technical demonstration. Number one, make sure you're in a tactical relevant position. So if I'm working on ground strokes, I want to try and do my demonstrations from behind the baseline. If I'm doing volleys, obviously at the net, serve, obviously from behind the baseline. Again, this depends on the standard of player you're working with. You may do a forehand, backhand demonstration a little bit further up the court with orange players, for example, because their baseline's a lot closer. But you want to make sure that's tactically relevant. Tip number two, make sure the players can see your racket. So if you're going to do a demonstration on the forehand, me being a right-hander, you're now on the perfect side to see my racket and see the shape. If I was to show you a backhand and I have you behind me, you can't see the action. So if you're a visual learner, very difficult for you to see if you're on the wrong side. So make sure you have the players on the correct side. Tip number three, just have one teaching point. Players can't take in lots of information, and if they do, they overthink. So in today's example, all I'm going to talk about is the path of the racket, going low to high on my forehand. I'm not going to talk about grip, stances, all that stuff could be a different lesson or a continuation of lessons. Tip number four, players learn in lots of different ways. You'll have your visual learners who will watch, your auditory learners who will listen, and your kinesthetic learners who learn by feel. In your demonstration, you have to hit all three. There's no point just talking to them like I am to you now. Yeah, there's no point not talking and just showing. But you also have those kinesthetic learners who will learn by feel, but they still need to be able to see what to do. So your demonstration has to go in three parts. You have to show and tell at the same time. So I'm going to bounce the ball, I'm going to swing my racket from low to high. Make sure you hit all three learning types in your demonstration. Tip number five, once you get into your demonstration, make sure you hit at least 3 tennis balls successfully. Yeah, just showing them one ball, it won't really settle in. If you do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're probably going to switch off. 3 is the magic number. And make sure when you demonstrate all 3, I'm going to swing low to high, that the balls go in play. So it has to be 3 successful demonstrations. If you miss a demonstration, make sure you get another ball and they see 3 very successful attempts. And my final tip for you today is at the end of your demonstration, check for learning. Ask your players a question, but make sure it's a multiple choice or an open-ended question. So for example, I may say to you today, do I push my racket from low to high when I hit my forehand to try and get the ball over and in, or do I go side to side? It just, 1, reinforces to you that the players understand what to do, and 2, it also keeps the players listening and engaged. The worst question you can ask is, do you understand? Because all the players are going to say is yes. All right, team, today we're going to look at the forehand. We're going to look at the forehand from a both back situation. So we're going to imagine that you and your opponent are in a rally situation, you both at the baseline behind the court, and we're going to look at being consistent, trying not to make too many errors today. And what I really want to focus on is the path of the racket. So as the ball comes in, from my raise position, I get my racket behind the ball. When I make contact with the ball, I'm going to push my racket from low to high. So as the ball comes in, racket behind the ball. As I make contact, I push low to high. And that low to high path of the racket generates lots of height. The ball comes in, racket behind the ball, I push low to high, lifting the ball up, and just by getting that low to high action on the ball, gives the ball some height. The height means I won't hit the net, and also it's going to push my opponent back a little bit and keep us in that both back situation. So what I'd like you to do is go out and have a go, but before we do, let's just have a little recap. When I make contact with the ball, do I push my racket from side to side through the ball, or do I push my racket from low to high? Perfect, low to high. Let's go. And there you have it. You are now equipped to go out and deliver a great technical demonstration to your players or children. If you have found value in this video, as always, do me a huge favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you on court soon.